I have some good news. Finally was able to get a phlebotomy through my arm. So, if you've been following my channel, which if you are subscribed, thank you very much. And if you are not, please subscribe. It means a lot for me. Sorry, I'm losing my voice a little. Please subscribe. It'd be awesome. I have had such a rough time. I needed a phlebotomy earlier in my whole experience with PV, and they couldn't get it. It was torture. It was awful. I went to the location a few times. Then they said you have to go to the apheresis center. Apheresis does like transfusions and things every single day. They're like super pros, and they're going to be even better than what you've gone to. You have to go to them. So I went to apheresis, and I went to apheresis 3 times because they couldn't get my veins to work either. Could not get a full phlebotomy. I was lost. The head person of the apheresis center then told me, your veins are all crazy. You need to get a Portacath. And if you followed my channel, you know what happened. I had a Portacath. It was I'm very grateful for the times that it did give me a phlebotomy, but there were so many clots, all the things, there were so many problems with it, pain, all of that. And it was too big for me. So that was a rough one. Now I've had the Portacath removed, and then I was told you need a phlebotomy, and panic set in, not again. But yep, it was totally again. So I was like, okay, I have to come up with a plan. There has to be something. So I literally had time to, number one, panic and think of how am I going to get this done. So I call and make an appointment. It takes almost a week for the actual appointment for them to get me in. I was like, okay, got an early morning appointment. I had my husband with my son, so he could watch him. He had to take some time off of work, the whole night, right? So I go in there, and let me backtrack. So that morning, early in the morning, I'm right in my car to get going, and I get a call from the phlebotomy center. And one of the nurses said, hey, can you come in later? We're really busy today. And I'm like, yeah, I chose in the morning because I know I can be difficult and I don't have a Portacath anymore. And she's like, well, all the better reason for you to come later this afternoon. So I'm like, crap, my husband had to take time off, all of that. I was ready finally. So I was like, okay, cool, more time to drink water or whatever, okay? So I go there later in the afternoon, and it is completely dead slow, 3 people, I don't know. So I guess it was decent timing, I don't know. I go in, and they move me to a room, and the new girl comes out, and I'm like, hey, are you new here? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I am a difficult stick. All of these women know that here, so let's work together. So I told her, previously we all couldn't get it. The only time it was semi-decent is when she was cutting up right here. It was brutal. And I said, I really need to just see what we can do. They've been taking my blood from my arms, or not my arms, my hands now, because just all this is not working. So let's see. And I said, let's do a plan. Let's start from the bottom and up. So try and tap that. Those have been working. They've been awesome. And then if they don't work, let's try the upper. I mean, I'm planning this out. And I'm like, whatever we can do. So she's like, okay. And the other nurses are like, nope, not going to do that. And here they are putting the new girl to do this. And I'm thinking, it's kind of mean, but I'm sure it's a good experience for her. But what the bleep? But I love this girl. She was going to try, and she had a good work ethic. I love work ethic. So she listened to me. That was God, it's such a key thing for anyone to do, is just listen to the person who's been through every single appointment and all this stuff. And I said, listen, I have 2 on the top of my hand. One's been closing down. One's kind of working. They hurt like crazy because they're right over the bone. I said, try over here. And she's like, okay. She tried on the thumb. And this is right where you have your wrist bone and everything. And it is not fun. It doesn't feel good. And there's some stabbing. bless her heart, she got it. She went in there, she had a thing. Of course, it stopped a little because that's just, I guess, the nature of my blood. But she got a full phlebotomy. So here's my takeaway the reason why I want to do this video, other than I'm beyond delighted because I'm scared to death of any phlebotomies at this point. The takeaway is you can get a phlebotomy from the lower part of your arm through your thumb vein. How weird is that? I know they always want to go higher. I get that. It's closer. But if you're in a desperate situation like I have been, like I am in, do that. For the people who are working on people, like the phlebotomists, just listen to the person. Like, we don't want to be stabbed 50 times. It sucks. It's anxiety inducing. Like, think of it. Like, I have to go in on next Tuesday to go in so they can stab me multiple times to see if they can get blood. It's not fun. So I am so grateful for her for listening, for doing it, getting a full phlebotomy. I was so beyond delighted. A couple crazy things at the end. My heart went boom, super low, and then it just went back to normal after a bit, which was awesome. I was drinking my juice, of course. And other than that heart drop, it went back up. Everything was good. I am thoroughly impressed with her, and I hope I get her again. Or I hope that the Pegasus works and I don't have to get phlebotomies anymore. They're like the bane of my existence. No more phlebotomies. Anyhow, there's some good news and there's hope. If you have terrible veins, keep trying and see if you can go lower. Thank you all for supporting me. I am trying to give you more information. There's just, with PV, there's like a whole thing that this is encompassing. It's huge. I'm trying to do this because I think that we all need the love and support. And if my experience helps anyone, I'm just